We are at Jana's Market, we being Royal Ross and Gordy Kosfeld. We are joined by members of the Faribault girls basketball team. Royal, how are you on this cold day?
I am doing swell, and we're down to about 2 cold days before it slightly warms up.
It's going to get in the 30s next week.
We're hoping. You know, any number that starts with a 2 or a 3 this time of year, and has 2 digits, by the way, and doesn't have that little dash before it. I got to clarify this some more, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to that because it's cold weather. I'm just not a fan.
Well, you were in Florida over Christmas, right?
Yes.
So, your blood kind of
thinned out a little bit while I was down there, so it got used to that warm weather. And
so then you come back,
and
it hits you even more. Now, we've got nice thick blood, us Minnesotans.
Yeah. I got to be considered a Minnesotan now because I've been here so long.
Speaking of that, there is a dire need for blood. So, folks, there's a blood drive going on at the Legion on Thursday. Please give blood.
Yes, I try to do that as often as I can. And
me too.
I even try to do the double reds when I can.
Now, I've never done that. Don't you have to have a certain blood type for that to work? I
don't know if you do. I guess I have it because they always ask me for it.
Right, so they don't ask me, so I must not. I'm A+.
I am O, I believe, or something like that.
Wow, you're the universal blood type.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I'm a favorite of everyone when it comes to needing blood.
So should we talk a little bit about Jana's? They got some delicious soups and everything else.
Oh, yes, absolutely. And that's a good thing for the next couple of days when it's still way below freezing. There's some good Jana's soups down here. But
I think they sell them in the bulk, too, don't they?
Yes, yep. You can take a container of it home. Chicken wild rice is just top-notch. Oh, man, it's good. So I would highly recommend that. Come on down, get a container of their chicken wild rice soup and take it home and heat it up maybe during a football game this weekend or, Australian Open tennis is going. It's one of my happiest 2 weeks of the year when the tennis season starts. And we got Australian Open tennis, so you can eat your hot soup and watch tennis. But she also has a lot of other good hot items, though, down here. You can come down here and order hot items, have it freshly made for you and dine in here, or you can come down and get some prepackaged meals and take them home and heat them up maybe at your office or heat them up for a quick supper or something like that. They're very good. They're freshly made right here in Jana's. They're not something that's prepackaged in a far, far away manufacturing plant or anything. They're made right here in Jana's little kitchen and packaged up, and they are very good.
Yep, they do a great job here, folks. All kinds of stuff you can take home.
Yeah.
I come down here usually a couple times a week.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. Well worth it.
Get stocked up on some really delicious food items. Their hash browns are made right.
Oh, their hash browns. They make some of the best hash browns, and I think you like the breads down here, too.
Oh, I like all bread. They got
some fresh artisan breads.
I've never met a bread I never liked.
All right.
I like all kinds of bread.
Should we talk a little sports now?
I think so. We're going to give...
You want me to start out with just some casual sports stuff?
Sure.
Well, we're getting set up here, but
absolutely.
I wanted to give a shout-out to the Faribault boys hockey team. They did something that I think was incredibly classy. If you don't follow high school hockey, KSTP, the TV station out of the St. Paul area, gave kudos to the Northfield girls hockey team being the last undefeated hockey team in the state. Now, what the Faribault boys did then is they put out I don't know if it's still called a tweet or put out an X or whatever, but the Faribault boys hockey team said, proud of the undefeated Northfield girls. Their success wouldn't be complete without girls from Faribault.
That's right.
We're hoping for a formal cooperation between Faribault and Northfield, fostering even more success in the future. But I thought that was very classy of the boys hockey team, so thank you.
Nice way to widget in their opinion there, right?
Yeah.
We need a co-op with Northfield.
You can't complain about that, though. They put in a great compliment and
made their point.
Made a slight political point, so that's good. We got Faribault wrestling in action this week. I guess they were in action this week. But I think they go somewhere today because I have a bus leaving at 7 a.m., but I don't know where they're going.
Yeah, it doesn't say. Huh?
Yeah, you get partial information once in a while, and sometimes this just doesn't work out. And this is one of those cases. So anyway.
That's why...
Wherever you are,
That's why Facebook and X are not necessarily where you want to get your information.
Wherever you are, boys wrestling, do well, win. Good luck.
The Faribault Falcon girls basketball team hosted Owatonna last night. Bill Bardall, their head coach, is with me. He's got one of his co-captains here.
Yeah, one of the three. And last night we had a little deal that
the three were going to come.
Three captains.
Was there free breakfast involved in this deal?
There was not free breakfast.
That might have done it.
That might be the problem.
Yes, I should have added a little more incentive, I guess. So,
yeah.
That's a cold day. Thanks, Riley, for coming down. Do appreciate it. So anyway, the game went much better than the one I was at in Owatonna.
Yeah, we knew. We watched a lot of stuff. We were much more prepared, and the last time we played them, we played them basically more man-to-man, and they got a lot of mismatches on us, and when we would switch on our screen and roll, they'd have a bigger players on our guards, and last night we switched to a zone and did a box and one, and it works really well for us, and that way we had Riley and Olivia Striefland down on the bottom of the zone, and they did very well for us, and the defense definitely changed the game, and we had many chances to win, but our effort was awesome.
What was the final?
43-39 was the final.
4 points, 43-39. You gave up 71, I think, down there, right?
Yeah, last time it was 71 points we gave up, but the mismatches last time and the changing of the zone definitely helped us.
Well, another thing is they had their student body guys sitting behind a basket making some noise when people were shooting free throws, which I didn't think should be allowed, to be honest.
I'm going to disagree with you.
You think should be allowed?
Oh, why not? I mean, it's part of the game. It's if there's fans behind. I've watched how many basketball games in your life have you seen where there's fans behind a backboard waving their hands, jump up and down? It's part of the game, and Owatonna made their new gymnasium that way, and maybe other people can learn from it. If you don't like it, I think it's part of the game, and the refs didn't do anything about it, so you got to move forward.
Okay.
And I think it adds, some fun and excitement for the fans, too. I mean, it's all part of the ambiance, and it might generate and get some more fans there, too. I know you don't like it, Gordy.
As a player, I would not. I mean, it's high school. This is not college. This is high school.
I understand that. But, when we talk to somebody about this and you ask them about it, and I still stand by the fact that, when they do make those free throws, when all the people are shouting and everything, it's kind of like a yeah.
Well, I don't mind the waving of the hands, but they were saying some things that were not nice.
Well, there is, you got to be sportsmanship and clean about it. But,
There's a lot of focus involved, Gordy. Come on. If they're saying 1 for 4 or 1 for 3, who cares? That's on you as a player. You just got to focus and make a free throw.
Did you ever go up against that when you were playing?
Yeah, many times.
I'm trying to think of how many teams had.
It happened all the time. I mean, we ran into it, several times. But more often today, the gyms are that way.
Oh, okay.
Let's get Riley's opinion on how she feels about it.
Well, Riley, what do you think? You can disagree with your coach.
I agree. If you watch any other teams like higher up, they all have their gym structured like that. It comes down to focusing. And that night wasn't my best night. So then when we came here, I made sure that I needed to have a good night, and it worked.
Yeah, well, you didn't have to shoot with people sitting behind the baskets.
Yeah.
Right? It obviously did affect your free throw shooting, and it would have affected mine, to be quite honest. And I was a pretty good free throw shooter. At least I think it would have. We never played at any place that had fans behind the baskets when I was a kid, but that was over a half century ago.
You were playing in tents, though, weren't you?
Huh?
You were playing in tents back in the day, weren't you?
No, we actually had gyms, but they were nothing like today's gym. Most of them had a stage, behind the basket. And sometimes you had a band behind the basket.
The ones I did, too, was the Civic Center when you did.
Yeah, you didn't have any of those.
I don't think ever in a gym when I played, we had but when we made it to, the Civic Center.
Sure.
There was, the old Civic Center.
Yep.
All that structure.
Oh, yeah.
We ran into it there. So, there were some times, but you're right. Most of the time it wasn't that way back when I played, but a few times did run into it. But today the gyms are more structured that way. So I know Otana's got a beautiful facility.
Kind of built for audience participation a little more.
Yeah, for sure.
And like I said, it helps with the ambiance, and if it helps create more fans for high school sports, I guess, I'm in favor of it. Again, sportsmanship and cleanliness and got to be involved here. But
for the most part, it was clean. Well, Riley, how did the game go for you?
I think it went well. I think we had some great players step up. I think Aaliyah especially did a great job. Last time, the girl she guarded scored 20 points in the first half. And then today, she scored maybe 2 points the whole game. So I think she was a huge factor in how well we played.
Who just walked in?
This is Hallie. She's a co-captain.
Hallie's got a knee problem here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got injured versus our game at South St. Paul. And hopefully I'll be back before the season ends, but I don't really know how it's going to go.
What happened?
I tore my MCL and I dislocated my kneecap.
Oh, my God, that had to hurt.
Yeah, the adrenaline played a huge factor. I don't think I felt a lot of it.
Wow.
Like when it first happened, but it hurt a decent amount, yeah.
Did you come down on it wrong or what?
Like, I planted my foot and then I don't really know what happened, if I'm being honest. It just kind of happened.
Did you see what happened, Bill?
Yeah. It almost looked like she did the splits when I saw it, so it's just one of those things where you see athletes get injuries and nobody's around them a lot of times, and that's kind of what happened here.
Oh, there's nobody around. She didn't step on somebody's foot or anything like that?
No, nobody was around her, and that's common these days. Some of these injuries that athletes get, and nobody's around them, and they just go down. I've seen it several times.
Yeah. I noticed the other day the Bethel Royals were playing Carleton, the boys, and they had these elastic bands that they were working their legs with during warm-ups. Well, that might help strengthen some of those muscles, right?
I guess. I don't know what people do these days. I see people wearing tapes all over their legs, and I don't really know what that does either. I think that's something that must be in their heads or something. I don't know. But
so were you on the bench last night?
Yeah, so I've been on the bench cheering at every game we've had since then.
How's that been for you? It's got to be kind of tough.
Honestly, it's fun to see my friends play, but I get kind of sad watching them play, and I have to just sit there. But I just hope I can come back before the season ends.
Yeah. Now you played against Owatonna at Owatonna.
Yeah, I did play.
You saw the game last night. Pretty impressive turnaround, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was crazy. I didn't know what to expect because I know we've come such a long way since we played Owatonna the first time. And, I think they put out what they could, and it came down to a really close game.
And this is without one of your key players here.
Yes.
So who replaced her in the lineup?
So Olivia Streefland replaced her the last, I guess, how many games have been now, Hallie? Probably 4 or 5 games. And you got to give some credit out to Olivia Streefland, a freshman of ours that is just doing so many great things for us. And, all over loose balls and stuff like that, getting a lot of rebounds for us. And we had a lot of people that really stepped up. Young player, even like Kylie Birkin stepped up last night. She was calm and cool and made a shot for us, a big shot for us, and did a lot of things. She's a young player for us, but she gained a lot of experience last night. And Jamie Adamek's playing with a lot of confidence right now, and we have a lot of players that are playing with confidence on the court, and we're getting better, and that's important. And I think we all know if you play with confidence, that's pretty important.
Riley, do you remember who you got next?
We play Northfield on Tuesday.
At Northfield?
Yes.
Because I have the boys' game at home. But you'll be in Northfield.
Yeah.
I can't remember what Northfield has for girls. Do you know? You've looked at the film, right, Bill?
They have, I'm pretty sure their team is pretty young. I think they graduated a lot of people in the past couple years, but,
they have some really good young players.
Yeah, they have some really good young players, but if I remember correctly, they don't have much height and, much, strong people, which Riley is good for. So hopefully we can use Riley down in the post to our advantage against Northfield.
So do you get to practice against Riley quite a bit?
When I was able, yeah.
When you were playing.
When I was playing, yeah.
So you know how strong she is.
I know how she would push me around all day. I would try my hardest and I couldn't stop.
Does that come from a lot of weightlifting, Riley, or what?
I don't even know, because I think it comes from everything I do. I don't really take much breaks, so I don't have much downtime to lose my strength.
Sure, but do you do a lot of in the weight room?
Not really.
You don't?
No. We have lifts 2 days a week, but...
So it's all natural, then, you're saying?
Yeah, I guess.
Natural strength. I'm jealous.
She's a natural phenom. Yes.
I'm jealous. Bill, is that emphasized in your program to hit? She said you have 2 lifts a week.
You know what? Riley, I don't know how she she's just strong. You can't move her. She's probably I don't know anybody stronger in our conference that could move Riley around, really. And, maybe it's because she's always staying busy she's a 3-sport athlete.
Yep.
And which we love, at Faribault, because, we need to really share our athletes. And, she's constantly busy, and, maybe that helps her a lot, too.
So after Northfield, what do you got?
Friday we play Mayo at home.
And you've had a pretty good number on Mayo over the years, if I remember right.
We've done well with Mayo. And that's back when we had a good group of girls with the Grace Homakers and Lauren Isaacsons and Bree Bresnahans and Rachel Hansen and players like that. They were awesome, those girls. And it was fun the year that Mayo won the Big Nine when we took, you had to play them twice every year, and Mayo lost, twice that year, and it was to us. And that's pretty fun to go over to Mayo and look at that trophy case and see our team is the only team that beat them twice.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
Yep, very cool.
And let's see, I'm trying to think. They had a legend coaching them then.
Rich Decker.
That's right. Rich Decker, a former BA coach. Rich Decker. Well, Riley, next week, are you ready for Northfield? It's quite a rivalry.
Yeah, I think last time we went into it with not our best mindset, thinking that we were just going to roll over, and that's what happened. And I think we're going to be more prepared. We've grown so much since the start of the season, and coaches have even said that we're going to come in and upset a team, and we just have to do what we do, and we'll be fine.
You got any final thoughts here before I let you guys go, and we'll visit with Ed Friesen at the last few minutes?
Well, I honestly really think we're going to play well against Northfield. Just watching our practices from a different perspective, because I'm watching instead of actually practicing, I feel like I can see the improvement happening day by day, and I feel like we've come such a long way since when we played Northfield the first time. And I'm really excited to see what they can put out on the floor on Tuesday.
Are we going to see a similar defense? You probably don't want to let the cat out of the bag.
We like to change our defenses, so, it's always good to change your defenses.
I love that. I really do. I don't like teams that just sit on one defense. Right. Unless they play it really well, of course. But
that's the plan. We'll just
big
change it
fan of changing defenses.
All right, well, we certainly wish you well, and please come back and give us an update.
Yeah. Thanks, Bill. Thanks, ladies.
Thank you all very much for coming in.
Ed Friesen's here. The BA boys basketball team played. I can't remember who they played now.
We played a few games here. Last night we went to Rochester and played Rochester STEM School.
How'd that come out?
Went fine. We won, I think it was 85-61 for a final.
Wow.
So.
Nice point total, huh?
Yeah, nice point total. Hudson Dillon ended up getting 41 points last night.
Wow.
I didn't realize he was as high as he was, as far as the point total.
What's the school record?
It might be 41 now. I really don't know for sure. I mean, my assumption, at least in the modern era, would have been Chris Palmer maybe would have had
a 40-point game, yeah.
Yeah, well, or definitely high 30s. And I know, we've had a couple guys here in the last couple of years get, 30, 31, 32. I don't know that Chris ever got to the 40-point mark either. So 40 points by a single player is quite a few points.
Yeah. Didn't Mr. Perutka, wasn't he a BA guy?
Yeah, Mike Perutka graduated from BA. He was a 2,000-point scorer for his career. But I don't really have any records from that era,
well,
or at least not
Nabbit?
At least not readily available. I think I have a lot of the scorebooks, but be able to go in and say, most points in a game or points in a season or those kind of things. I don't necessarily have that information readily available. So,
If I run into Mike sometime, I'll ask him if he's ever scored 40 points in a game, because I'm just kind of guessing here, but back in Mike's day, they probably didn't play as many games.
They didn't play as many games, so
for him to get at 2,000 points.
Yeah. So Mike was a varsity player starting in 7th grade.
Well, that would help too.
Yeah.
Which was rare back then.
Yep. So Mike started his high school career at Morristown High School.
Yep. Comet.
And I believe he scored his first 1,000 points was while he was a Comet, and then his second 1,000 points was while he was a Cardinal.
Oh, I did not know that.
And then he went on a pretty good collegiate career.
Yeah.
Very good. Very cool.
Yep. So last night it was good to get a win. I mean, we've had a few games here now where the other team had a lot more points than what we had, and even Thursday night we went to Southland and we lost. There ended up being a 30-some point loss, but I was really happy with our effort and our focus from start to finish, whereas a couple of the other games that where we fell behind, it seemed like maybe we lost some focus, some effort as the second half kind of went on. So I thought at least Thursday night we finished the game, as far as good effort. And I said last night, it's nice to get a win to go into the weekend. And we played probably 2/3 of our games have been on the road. Now we get into our second half of our schedule, and 2/3 of our games will be at home. So, good opportunity here for us to maybe, get on a little streak of playing well and get a few wins.
Get some home cooking.
Yep.
I think you got Randolph coming up, right?
Yep, we have Randolph at home Tuesday night, New Richland on Friday night, and
both at home?
Both at home, yep.
You been to a BA boys basketball game?
I have not yet. I have not. I need to do that.
Yeah. Come and get some chocolate chunk cookies at the concession stand.
Ooh. Oh, right there. That's enough to get me in.
And they're made by your...
They're made in our kitchen, yep.
Nice.
I mean, these are not bought from some factory.
No.
Oh, they're made with love.
Yes, they're made with love. They're baked with love.
Yep.
They're baked with love.
And everybody raves about them. I'm not a really big sweets guy, but...
Yeah, I've heard you say that before.
But
kind of makes me happy because then it's more for the rest of us to do.
Well, yeah, that's true. I don't know why. When I was a kid, I loved sweets. As I get older, I don't like them so much.
I still like my sweets.
Yep.
I bake cookies every now and then. Chocolate chip peanut butter is my favorite.
Oh, that sounds wonderful.
I'll do that a couple times a year. Yep. Well, Ed, you guys are improving, it sounds like.
Well, there's, some areas that, where we're getting better and some areas where, it's like, okay, it feels like, we're not any better than what we were in November on this part. But, when we were over at Kenyon, a week ago Tuesday, Hudson Dillon was absent that night, and and I thought we handled their full court pressure stuff really well, and not having Hudson to be there as your primary ball handler, I thought that was really good. And even against Boone Prairie and against Southland, against Maple River doesn't press a whole lot, does a couple of possessions, but I thought we've done well against pressure, and that was one of those things that I was kind of scared about a little bit going into the season. That I knew we had Hudson, I knew we had Aaron Huerta, but how are the other guys going to handle being pressed? And that part has been good. If we can just reduce our turnovers and improve our field goal percentage, we can be more competitive than what we've been.
Yep. Decision making, big part of the game.
Yeah, it is. And just, and being fundamentally solid, we had, like at Southland, that game was, we were hanging with them. And then, there was just like a 4-minute stretch where I'd like to say we got cute with the basketball as far as, trying to make, just some finesse type passes and, things that you might see NBA guys do that you really shouldn't do as a high school player. And, just unnecessary turnovers that, Southland capitalized on. And so, a 20-point game now becomes a 30-point game because you just kind of lost your self-discipline as far as your decision making and what you're trying to do.
All right. Well, thanks, Ed, for coming down.
Thank you.
Wait now, Ed. Now we've got a couple minutes left, and this is the most important part of today's interview.
Wow.
Okay. Uh-oh. I'm on the hot seat.
Gordy is gone next Saturday, so I'm on my own. I need you, buddy. I need you. Can you commit to coming in next Saturday? Right here in front of God and everybody. The millions of people that are listening to us right now.
I'm usually pretty good about being here, right?
You are. You're wonderful. That's
I almost tried to. I almost got Hudson Dillon to come here. We're hosting 5th grade Gopher Conference basketball tournament at BA, and Hudson just got done officiating the first couple games, and I said, all right, I'm going down to the radio show. Why don't you come down and brag about your 41 points?
I saw him officiate the Cops versus Fire Department basketball game, and he choked on the whistle.
Well,
He let him play, as they say.
He lets them play, and then when he plays himself, he sometimes gets upset when the officials let him play.
Yeah. All right, well, I'm counting on you, buddy. I'm counting on you next Saturday.
All right, I'll be here.
Trust me, the millions of KDHL listeners do not want to hear me talk for half an hour by myself.
Nah, he could handle it, but that's okay, Ed. We'd love to have you.
All right, it's on my calendar.
Okay. All right, thanks, Ed. I appreciate it. A little bit of G&H Properties here,
You
Gordy?
bet.
Yeah, G&H Properties located in beautiful downtown Faribault, right across the street from the post office in the Depot Square building. We also have a sister company, Blue Water Properties, office out of Northfield, so we've got people back and forth between the two. But I want to talk a couple of things that I don't give much attention to, but one of them's fairly new and one of them's we've always done, but the one we've always done is commercial management. So if you're looking for some commercial space, whether it's warehouse space or whether you want an office, give us a call. We can help you get you set up there. We've got a designated agent that helps with commercial management. And then also we are just now getting into mini storage management. So we have quite a few mini storage units that are available. So if you are looking for some mini storage management or mini storage, give us a call at 507-334-3499. And once again, we're in beautiful downtown Faribault and full service real estate company, sales, association management, and property management.
I didn't bring my...
The Southern